Rebecca, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thanks for having me. I travelled 3,800 miles to be here. How good is that?
I'll put myself at the centre of your universe and I'll pretend it was all for the podcast.
Absolutely. Of course it was. And on a Saturday as well. There you go.
Yes, very much. So thank you very much. I'm going to kick it off with where I probably normally start with guests. And it's the question I want to ask is, at what point did you feel like you were a major business leader? And where were you at in life when that happened?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I would say probably the last 18 months, I felt like I've had to kind of step up and be a bit more of a leader within kind of Primis and just generally business life as well. I think the last 6 years have been a challenge in many ways with either entering new markets, having teams in 3 different time zones, Dubai, Cape Town, and the UK. Yeah. And then obviously business challenges. Nothing's easy when you're building a business from the ground up. And I would say probably the last 18 months, I've had to really dig deep and, as I call it, put on my big girl pants and really just push this business forward. Sometimes not wanting to because I'm tired and I'm like, oh, why is it always not easy? But I would say, the last 18 months for me, I would say has been probably the most challenging, where I've had to really dig into being a business leader and do it for me and for the team. So
amazing. Well then, and also then, where does that put you in life? Like in terms of family, in terms of where were you when you first started it? What was going on there?
So we've been going for 6 years. So 2020. It's funny because I incorporated the business on Company's House in March 2020, the year of COVID.
Yes.
Prior to me doing that, I worked in the industry across reverse logistics, cross-border, and really supply chain. So I worked at Amazon for 8.5 years, both in the US and in the UK, launching next day delivery in Prime. So not a lot of people know that, but it's kind of further down the CV and further down the LinkedIn. But I was at Amazon. I think that's where a lot of my customer obsession and customer-centric software has come from, because Amazon is very customer obsessed with what they build, what they sell, how they deliver. And I think I've taken a hell of a lot from my time there. Then when I finished with Amazon, I didn't want to work in a big organization. I'm very a scrappy entrepreneur founder. I like to build things from the ground up. So I moved into more sort of fast moving businesses. So I worked for Rebound, back in the day. I worked for Happy Returns in the US, worked for Narva, and then really the latter end of 2019, I was sitting on a holiday actually in Jamaica, and I just thought, I don't really want to work for anyone anymore. I feel I'm done with that part. I want to do something for me and I want to create something. And I've not built businesses before. And it was very much, I'm just going to jump in the deep end and figure it out. So I was consulting for Happy Returns in the US when I was building Primis, because you need an income, you need to still bring money in. And my family was very supportive of me. If I look at my parents, they don't really know what I do. They're like, oh, you're being really successful. And I'm like, do you know what I do? No, not really. You deliver parcels. And I'm like, no, I'm not a DPD, but it's okay. I'm in logistics. And I think for me, it was very much 2020 was the year of, let's just give it a go. Let's just see what happens. The worst case scenario, I can just go back into the industry and get a job. The best case scenario, this could be the best thing I've ever done for me, my family, and, to put a tick in my box and go, I built and scaled a successful business, and one day exit that business to whoever is interested. I think it's definitely been a fun 6 years to date.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I guess it seems like the kind of companies that you've joined and the kind of journey you've been on, it's almost giving you this full circle level of experience that's probably giving you then the confidence to say, do you know what, I think I could do.
And I love logistics. I love being in an industry that you have to think on the spot. You have to be solutions led. You have to pivot in different ways. And that's what I love about Primis is we've pivoted into new ways of a business because we've had to, we've pivoted into a market that everyone thought I was crazy doing. Like 2022, I went to Dubai for a conference, didn't know anybody. Met a few people now I know, and they were like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I don't really know what I'm doing here. I'm just exploring because I've got to keep thinking of where the business is going to go next. And everyone's going, oh, you better go into the US. And I'm like, no, I feel like this market is for me, but I don't know what yet. So I've just got to keep traveling and keep going and keep going. And obviously now I'm living there 3 years in, and 70% of our revenue comes from the Middle East.
Yeah.
So, you know, when people thought I was mad, I'm kind of like, well, it might have been, but it's proven to be the right thing for the team and the right thing for the business, and also the technology and the customers we're serving in the region. It works because there's not also a huge competition out there as well, versus if I went to the US.
Yeah. And to be fair, I remember two things that I've been told. And one is, you know, there's never the right decision. It's making the decision right. And then also, sometimes you don't know the impacts of a decision that you make until like 6 months down the road from having made that decision as to whether that was the right one. So yeah, seems like a nice moment to have just said, actually, probably made the right one.
100%. And like, I was in Saudi last week, you know, and I know Saudi now at the back of my hand, Riyadh, and I'm like, oh, right, I need to go and see this customer and this customer and this customer. Yeah. But then the old me would have been like, Rebecca, this is like a big milestone for you, because when you first came to Riyadh, again, you knew nobody. Saudi's a very different market to the UAE. And I'm walking into these big multi-billion turnover businesses, selling my business to them, and they're like, yep, we need it. And I'm like, okay, great. Do you know what I mean? But the little girl in me would be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. And I'm just like, gotta keep going. Because
like
I do see
water, stay calm, but
just keep busy. And don't forget like where you was. And I always do that. Like when I flew in to Manchester last night, a piece of me is like, okay, this is not home for me anymore. But also it's a big look back of, but you left this country 3 years ago on a one-way ticket, put everything into the business, shipped all my family across. And I came back last night going, oh, it feels weird being back again. Because do you know what I mean? Like, this is where I started the business. And now I'm coming back here to close big retail brands going into the Middle East.
Yes. Yeah.
It's very 360 moment.
No, I love it. And I want to jump into, you know, when you first say, you know, you've covered some of the Amazon piece, but then Rebound. How big were Rebound when you were there?
Right. So when I was at Rebound, it was with the two founders, Graham and Phil. I remember joining them in late 2018, and they wanted to go into the US market. And because I lived and worked in the US, they were like, it's a perfect fit for you to go that route. And then we wanted to look at the white label. So they wanted technologies to white label their returns platform. So big 3PLs, carriers, as well as selling it directly to retailers. So I remember speaking to like a guy who used to work at Pitney Bowes, which obviously is no longer anymore. But I remember pitching to Pitney Bowes. They were white labeling the Rebound solution at the time. But that's the part I loved. It was the technology piece. It was the piecing together the data, how to sell it. It wasn't going there as being a carrier, which is bizarre because people think, oh, you must have worked at DPD or Royal Mail. I'm like, I've never worked for a carrier. I've always worked on the technology side of the logistics, never a physical network of DHL, DPD, Royal Mail, Every. But I know the lot there. We've integrated into them because we've needed to for our technology. So yeah, Rebound was very much when I was there, it was like they were still new, still scrappy, still based in Telford. I'm about to try to Telford every Monday. And I was like, God, this is so tedious. But you got to do it. It's the job. And I'm turning up every Monday. And, you know, it was still very founder-led. The founders were still sat in the boardroom every Monday, management meetings, what we're doing here. But still something in me was like, I don't want to be here long term. There's something for me somewhere else. But I knew that they would do very, very well in the US.
And what was your role in Rebound?
It was kind of like partnership director. It was like working with all the big 3PLs in the US. So Seco was one of them. GXO was another. Pitney Bowes was another. And again, that's where I saw and built out my network within those 3PL businesses, as well as working with UPS, USPS. So again, getting in that route. So, but yeah, it was partnerships, sales, business development, but it was mostly, working with big 3PL partners in the region.
Got you. And then where did you go through after Rebound?
Narva.
That was it.
Yeah,
so
Narva.
more of a logistics.
More tech, logistics. So again, very much, that was my first step into like VC world.
Yes.
So Narvar was very heavily VC'd. You know, they raised something like $30 million out of the US, Silicon Valley startup.
Yeah.
I've obviously been with Amazon. Amazon obviously is a giant in itself, but it didn't feel like a VC run business. It just felt like a huge, big organization. But Narvar felt very much like it's very revenue dependent. You have to get these sort of monthly brands on board. It was very fast paced.
Yeah.
For good and bad reasons. I had a great time there, but I also had a very not so great time there. It was very much, you were working 7 days a week. I was traveling all the time, back and forth to the US. And I was like, ooh, you know, and I had a little boy. He was like 2. Hardly saw him, poor lad, you know, and I was just kind of like, again, there's only so much you can do where you're like, this is not forever because it's not my own.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to put in so much I can get out until I feel I'm done. Then I'll move on to the next thing. But yeah, Narvar was my first step into VC world. And I remember sitting with the CEO and the managing director kind of going, right, these are the brands we need. But it was a product that nobody really knew. Post-purchase wasn't a thing 10 years ago.
What is it, just in quick summary, like what is it Narvar provide?
So Narvar provides sort of end-to-end track and trace visibility. Okay. So in that branded experience. So if you're buying from Gymshark, Represent, whoever those brands are, instead of being pushed out to DPD, Royal Mail to track your parcel, you would have a much more brand immersive experience. So it would be, you know, hi Joey, your parcel's at so-and-so. Do you need to redirect it? There's some marketing elements in there as well. Do you want to know where our nearest store is? Do you want to know how easy it is to return a product? So it was very much ingesting all of that information into a single source of like communication.
Got you.
Versus going to like DHL, where it's like, track your parcel. Oh, there's an error. Ring this number. Can't get through. Do you know what I mean? So it's like increasing what it was. It was decreasing, the Wismo into call center.
Yes.
Which is what Narvar did very, very well in the US. They wanted to replicate it in the UK or across the EMEA. And there was a lot of pushback initially. It was that, oh, no, we don't see the benefit of that. But now
it's huge.
It's huge. There's so many of brands that do this now. Parcel Lab, Aftership, Narvar, Parcel Perform, all those brands that I know, and I've met all the CEO and founders.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, wow, okay, you've raised a lot of money to do what Narvar did, and they've raised a lot of money. But I think Narvar have gone back into the US, which is their homegrown.
Yeah.
And I think the likes of other competitors have really stuck it out in the UK. Yeah.
And what round of investment were they at when you joined?
Series C. I remember
Series
that.
C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And they raised like 30 to 35 million.
Right.
Which is, when I joined, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But they soon quite burned through that money.
Yeah.
Like I remember leaving, and within 6 months, they cut the London office. They got rid of the London team. So clearly they were like not bringing on as quick as they should have done.
Yeah.
But it was a typical US startup where they think, we're super successful in the US. We're going to be exactly the same here. It's a complete different market.
Yeah. The economy of scale is just so much smaller in the UK.
Of course it is.
On the brand
and we
side
don't spend as much as Brits who are like, oh no, we've got budget.
Frugal.
We'll hold it on. Frugal.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but the US are more open to, we'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Just try it. Like, how much is it? $100,000. Yeah, no problems.
Blind optimism.
Short change for us, but you go and do that to a retailer here, £100,000? No. No, we don't have that.
It's a big investment.
We have to split that between 4, 5, 6, 7 projects.
Yes. Yeah.
To give that to one software provider, you've got to be very good at what you do.
Yeah.
And Narvar was not amazing at what they did, but they did well.
Yeah.
But I think they realized it's probably best to go back to the US and reinvent what we've got. And
I recently saw that reaction actually with Passport Global.
Saw that with Globally.
Well, yeah, they've now just been bought, haven't they, by Globally? But then, when they first launched into the UK, because I helped with them launching into the UK, but I think their reaction to it was like, almost like when you first look under the hood, it's like we're almost expecting brands to be giving more than kind of what they are and be a little bit more forthcoming to it. So, interesting.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. And, okay. And then from Narvar, is that then when you went?
That's when I started Primis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that, like, I guess that gut feeling or that fire that you had, like, where do you think that started for you? You know, to say, I am at some point going to do
Amazon.
my own business. Really?
I remember the day I was in the office and Jeff Bezos was in the lift with me and he was on the phone, you know, and I was like, Jeff Bezos. And I'm like rushing like off the tube, hot and flustered, trying to get into the offices in Holborn. And he was there visiting the C-suite team for the UK or EMEA office. And I remember he was just so cool. Yeah. So down to his scruffy trainers, jeans, black top, like nothing special of him.
Yeah.
But the way he just held himself, the way he was having this conversation on the phone, and he did the nod to everyone in the lift, like morning, morning, morning. And we're like, morning, Jeff Bezos, you know. And I remember
big life moment for most people, but then like,
and he's just like morning. I'm like morning,
nonchalant,
saying
morning.
And I'm like, I really want to stay in this lift till like literally he goes, but you're on the top level, I'm on like third level. And I remember getting out, and I remember thinking, you're just a normal person.
Yeah.
Who built a business from books where everyone said, you're mad. It will never work. No one's going to buy books. Then it transpired into other things, didn't it? And then Amazon is now, well, crikey. It's just a beast.
A mammoth of a company. Yeah.
And I remember like sitting in a room listening to their leadership principles. Mm-hmm. Like be customer obsession, be frugal, be all these things. And I think that's where it ingrained in me. And I was like, okay, I can see why some people stay here majority of their career because they can move around. And I moved around a couple of times actually in different departments. But I remember sitting in a meeting, kind of having that fire in the belly of like, I would love to do something myself one day. I don't know what. I don't know when. I don't know how, you know, but if you don't try, you don't know.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You know, and obviously my company is VC backed. So I was like, people are like, have you VC funded before? I'm like, have I hell? Do you know what you're doing? Do I shit? No, I'm just turning up. I'm just telling the world what I believe I can do, what the business can do, what vision I see. And I think there is something in me that, you know, you just think no one can take that away from you.
Yeah. It's an unbelievable intrinsic self-confidence, level of self-confidence, I guess, just to fully back yourself and go for it. So many people are scared to do that. So
because if you don't back yourself, no one else will.
Yeah.
You've got to back your own.
Yeah.
Like I back my team, I back all the people that are in my circle, let's call it that. And I will do anything for those people in my circle.
Yeah.
And I think I always say to everybody, back yourself, because you have to look after you as well, and you've got to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in it, no one else is going to believe in it.
Yeah.
And when you're raising money, people always say we're investing in the founder.
Yeah.
Like your numbers are great, or your numbers may not be great, but we believe that you can pivot. We believe that you can, in uncertainty, do what you need to do to make the business survive. And I've had to do that. I've had to pivot, and that's why I pivoted to the Middle East.
Yeah.
Because I could see the UK was just either going to be really, really tough for me because I didn't have the deep pockets. I didn't raise huge amounts of capital. I raised enough, but I didn't have the fancy offices. I didn't have the 100 team members on LinkedIn. I just had kept my business small because I'd rather be small, agile, and be there for every brand than be a 300 employee business.
Becomes quite difficult
and then you end
to
up
navigate.
And then you're churning your staff all the time. And I was like, I've been in those organizations, Narvar and many others, and I was like, I don't want that for my business. So I'm very much kind of like, I have to stick to that path, and pivoted to that Middle East to go, people might think I'm mad, but
well, I want to give Primis some real respect and you know, a bit of time. So just to be really like clear as to what is it Primis are doing, who are they serving? What's the business profile?
So we are a cross-border technology provider for brands who want to basically ship internationally, specifically into the Middle East. We provide that end-to-end technology from 3PL logistics. So we're integrated into multiple 3PL partners across Saudi Arabia, Middle East, Qatar, Oman. We provide an in-returns experience, so we can do return to store. So we are integrated into Dubai Mall or EMAR, the properties. So we can return the item back to store, ship from store. Our product is also fully Arabic. So we are fully Arabic left to right, translation and local currency. We can do all the in-market branded tracking. So very similar to what Narvar was done. So there's an element of where I've come from and what I brought across, because that's what I know.
Yeah.
And then what we're trying to do now is get more into the granular of the data. So really being a data system for brands to look at us and go, where are we performing in which GCC market? What's our best sellers? How are our 3PLs performing? What carriers are we using? What's our return rates in the region? So we've really brought all of those fundamental moving parts into one single source of a platform, which is Primis Connect, as we call it.
Right.
And that sits into your ecosystem, like your WMS, your ERP, your Shopify stores, if you have 1 or 10. You don't have to go to multiple dashboards. You go to us.
All under one umbrella.
Correct. And you can then see everything in real time. And we support brands from the UK, from the US, looking at the Middle East going, we don't know how to do it, but we want to do it.
Yeah.
And we come in as a specialized to go, we can control everything. We can bring your stock in from factory. We have partners that we're integrated into, and you get the visibility of freight pickup, collection, custom clearance, import of record. We've got all of that within our system as well.
Yeah.
So they literally go, oh, so you can do everything. Yes. You don't need an entity. We can be the entity. You don't need an import of record. We can be the import of record.
Oh, wow.
And they'll look at it as, oh, so I don't need to get a team over there. Yeah.
Low risk.
Low risk, high reward, super high reward. Entry. Yes. Yeah. All we need to know is what products are you bringing into the region, SKUs, are they all barcoded? Have they got everything they need? We upload it into the WMS system. We choose the allocated of where fulfillment center you're going to be in. So we manage all of that end to end. And then we'll say, what stores are you going to be selling in? Oh, we're going to do Dubai Mall. Then we're going to do Mall of Emirates. Great. Then we can do stock replenishments to the stores 2-3 times a week. We can collect the returns that the customers brought back in. We integrate into the POS system. So we really are a one-stop solution, but we can also go modular based as well. So some brands will go, well, we're a franchisee with so-and-so. Yeah. That's fine. So where do you need us? Well, we want to launch e-com. So can you just do our e-com, but leave stores off because Shaloub covers that? Fine. Yeah. Not a problem. Or could you talk to Shaloub and see if there's a way of integrating each other? Absolutely. So we're very agile in the ways that we do it. And then the second part that we're launching later this year is the whole duty drawback scheme. So again, returns are coming back into the region. Yeah. They're eligible for a duty drawback. Yeah. So part of our platform is we're connected into Saudi customs, UAE customs, all the GCC custom clearance. And then we can go, all those returns that you brought back in, you're now eligible for a 99% refund. Nice. And they're like, oh, can you do that? Of course we can, because we've got all your data in the system from your export, your import. We know the brokerage you're using, or you're using our brokerage. And we can then go and take all of that collateral to Dubai Customs and say, here you go. This is customer A. These are the returns the last 12 months. What are they eligible for? Oh, 500,000 dirhams. Perfect. Submit the refund. Yeah. So then when they look at Primis, they'll go, ROI is X. Actually, for me to bring the product in, you will surpass what we need it to come back. So it's net when we look at someone like a Primis working with you. So nice.
Seems very clean in a way of how it's done and quite surgical in terms of the module approach.
Because I think I put a post out a couple of days or maybe a couple of weeks ago around logistics providers like constantly just letting me down because they'll promise the world and then I'm like, can it do this? Yeah. And then I get into the integration. They'll go, oh, we don't have that and we don't have this. And I'm like, why have you let me do this? Like I've told the customer you can do it. Yeah. And now your API doesn't let us do it. So we have to look at an alternative supplier. So we are supplier dependent. Don't get me wrong. We have to integrate into the local carriers, into the local fulfillment centers. Some of it is very easy. Some of it is very difficult. Like if you go to Saudi, it's like a minefield. It's not as westernized as we would expect here or in Europe or in the US. So you have to grit your teeth sometimes, but they are getting better.
Well, I want to dig into that. But before I do, I've had a question bubble in, and it's what made you want to go cross-border in terms of setting Primis up? Because I guess, you've had the Amazon experience, which, class it, you've had the Rebound experience, the Narva and the tech. What made you want to go cross-border when you decided I'm doing this?
I think for me, it was about sort of longevity and how we're trying to capture the market share.
Mm-hmm.
If we just purely focused on the localized, like domestic part of the business,
Mm-hmm.
we would be leaving off a lot of brands who don't necessarily want to bring stock into the region, but want to ship cross-border into the region.
Okay, got it.
But want to have that final mile localized experience, which again is where our technology brings that white glove luxury end-to-end feel. And a lot of brands in the UK are still very hesitant, especially with what's gone on recently in the region. They've gone, we're not quite sure we should go there. You should, because you should look at your data. You should look at your Shopify statistics of what you're shipping. Look at the carriers you're using to get into the region, typically DHL. And everyone will then say, is there a more cost-effective way of going into the region? Is there a quicker way we can get into the region without moving inventory? Because we're short on inventory, we're short on supply chain, because obviously the Strait of Hormuz is still not open. So it's things like that. We're always one step ahead of, you can start cross-border, do cross-border for the first year, gauge the market interest, and then go into the domestic part of the business where you bring stock in, you hold stock into a fulfillment center.
Yes.
And again, that brand goes, and the capital is, there's nothing.
Yeah.
We're just going to charge you cross-border.
Yeah.
That's it.
Switch the market on.
And then we just do the returns. So what we would do is our returns portal would sit in the region. The customer in Qatar would register the return. We would integrate into a PUDO, a collection or a drop-off. Again, localized, local currency. We're the only payment gateway returns portal in the region now. So we can take payment in local currency, submit that, push it back into Shopify. So there's ways we've got a bit quirky to do that.
How did you do that with the payment piece?
So you have to have certain entities set up. So we have a Saudi entity set up as well. There's certain regulations you have to jump through as well, because there's money passing through your system. That was about 8 months in the making. And it's this quarter, Q2, that we've officially launched it in the region.
Wow.
So brands, again, if you're a cross-border brand shipping back to the UK, you don't want to do free returns, no bother. Use our payment gateway. We'll take the local currency, so dirhams if you're UAE, Saudi riyal if you're in Saudi. You can price it per market. You can price it per Shopify store. We can take the payment. We can QC in the market, and then we can palletize everything back cross border.
Wow, is that all your proprietary?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And did you have to invest, I take it, to build that?
Yes.
That
so
part?
I invested in the people. So my CTO is ex-retail. So he worked at Club L, Matalan, cool. Again, very much cross-border. He joined us in September of last year to support the future of where I wanted the business to go in 2026. And payments was definitely one. So we're not a fintech business, far from it, but it's still a massive gap that I know we have to integrate and be. And I know that other other return providers will go, how can we do that? But you still need to have everything set up in the region.
Can you sell that to other logistics companies as a white label solution as well? Oh, right.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah. So we've spoken to a few 3PLs out there like Hellman, Kuhn & Nagel, DSV. We've spoken to a lot of those guys. We can also send this to carriers. So carriers could also use it as well. So I know the guys over at Nakil and Saudi Post. We're doing some white labeling work with those guys. Nice. Oman, Asiad Group or Omani Post, they use our technology as well. So we've white labeled it quite some big brands out there. But there is still a big push for me personally. I think there's more logistics providers who probably don't know we do that, that we do that. And it's like, we integrate with you. You don't integrate with us. We will do the legwork. We will do the lifting and the shifting. And then you can sell it. You can white label us. You can take our name off it if you really wanted to. And you can sell it however you like, because all these carriers are doing cross-border into the region. But then guess what? If it's apparel, it's all going to come back. And they don't think of returns.
That's how the consumers buy now, isn't it? Multiple. And then send a load back.
I'm sucker for it. I'll buy 5 dresses. No, I'm only going to keep 1, maybe 2.
Yeah.
So 3 are going to come all the way back to the UK, but the brand's going, I can't have free returns though.
Yeah.
It's cost us
Like
a
at what
fortune.
cost? Yeah.
So I need it paid. Here's our portal.
Amazing.
Set all your payment terms.
That makes a lot of sense then, because I guess if you set the company up as cross border and that's your you go to market, you can basically add any other solution under that umbrella.
Yes.
So that's the I guess the reason.
Yep.
It's your scope is much bigger as position yourself as cross border.
And
Because do you do domestic?
Yes, we can do domestic, and we do domestic for a couple of our brands in the region who hold goods in Jebel Ali Free Zone, in Dubai South, like the big Free Zone hub in the UAE. And we do service a lot of domestic brands from the UK that have come in.
Yeah.
But our big push is to do the cross-border, because I always say, just start small.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be bang from day one. Like, just where are we collecting from in the UK? Oh, Manchester. Great. Then we'll do 5 days a week collection.
Yeah.
We're going to ship into the UAE. We're going to clear within DXB airport, and we're going to deliver to the final mile customer. And then we're going to do that in reverse. Yeah. So what the goods are coming in, we can then circulate that back and find different ways. And I think that is sometimes what's missing in the industry, in the UAE specifically, is they don't get very creative.
Right.
Because e-com, you've got to think, only really came into play COVID time.
Yeah.
So e-com in the Middle East is 6-7 years old.
Yeah.
Here in the UK, it's 20
years old. Yeah.
So we've much more advanced in what we want. Returns in the region is one of those of, oh yeah, I'll get round to it. Yeah, but what's the percentage of your returns? 15%. It's quite low. I'm like, 15% will turn into 30. 30 will turn into 50.
It's going to go at the same
and
scale.
And then you're going to go, we're hemorrhaging a load of money.
Yeah.
We are not, we don't have control. Customers are not coming to buy from us anymore because we don't offer, easy returns. So then the brands will then come back and then knock on our door and say, hi, and I'm going to go, told you so.
Yeah. Should have nipped it in the bud.
Should have told me 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But e-com is growing massively out there. I always say the market is very cash rich, time poor. So brands who do cross-border, I always say, make sure you have the best, quickest solution, because sitting in the UAE for a dress 3 to 5 days is really long.
Yeah.
I'm bored. I'll go to the shop and get something then.
Yeah.
So you have to think of ways of bringing a solution quicker.
Yeah.
And then it would be, and then if I don't like that dress, how easy is it for me to then send that dress back? Oh, we don't do returns in that region. Well, I'm not going to buy from you again.
Yeah.
So I love it. I love the region. There is so much potential, and I want to be part of that history, if that makes sense. I want to be, if you need this, go to Primis. That's what they do.
And I guess, what's it been like? What would you say the operational challenges have been for Primis?
Operational challenges, I would say fulfillment and warehousing. I probably would say has been an operational challenge, because in the industry over there, it's been very big and bulky items. And again, e-com's not been a thing.
Yeah.
So when you go and pitch to a brand in the UK, they come with VAS. They come with, this is how we like it. We want steam cleaning, hanging, swing tags, this and that, the other. You go to a 3PL and they're like, we don't do that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's standard in the UK, guys. You need to do that.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's been the challenge. It's been the education.
Yeah.
You then go to Saudi and you go, right, I've got an apparel brand, $2,000 dresses. Can I see your facilities? I see their facilities. I'm like, yeah, I'm not putting my goods in that facility.
Yeah.
Why would I? Like, you're not set up for it. You're putting, dresses are in boxes. They need to be in pick stations. They need to be located in an area. What's the technology you use? Oh, it's bespoke. No, I'm good, thanks. I don't work with bespoke technology, because it's
all
built
smoke and mirrors.
Yes.
In some case,
And I have been burnt, and I will be very honest. I have been burnt in the early days of going, no worries, we'll integrate. Then things go wrong. We can't change it. We can't influence it. We have to then log a ticket. Then you've got the language barrier. You've got there is a lot of pain in the region. It's not glitz and glam that people think, but you have to really get under the bonnets of them.
Yeah.
And you have to sit in person with them. You can't do it over Teams and Zooms. You have to sit in their offices and say, this is what I want.
Yeah.
This is how I need it. And you feel like you're talking really like
To a child almost.
Yeah. But it's the way they're like, yep, get it. And you're like, get it? Clear? Right, let's integrate.
Yeah.
And then you end up not showing that to the brand though. They just go, oh, that was seamless. I'm like, well, it wasn't for us. But, as long as you're happy, we're happy.
You don't realise how much bulldozing I've had to do to get it there.
Literally. So, yeah.
Very cool. So then what would you say then the benefits of building a business out of, the UAE, Dubai would be?
The UAE is a very entrepreneurial market.
Mm-hmm.
I find building a business there, you are not alone. You are very much around other businesses that want to help be part of your network, introduce you to people, help you. I found here in the UK at times, I was always like, can I get that introduction? Yeah.
Never comes.
Yeah. You ask again, and there's only so many times you'll be like, well, now I look desperate. So forget it. I'll figure it out myself.
Yeah.
In the UAE, you can have one coffee with someone, a VC, a retailer, generally just like, general get-togethers. Paddle's a huge thing out there. And you can be chatting to so-and-so and they'll go, oh, what do you do? And I'll go, oh, I do this. Oh, you need to chat to my mate. She runs a beauty brand. I'm like, all right, who's the beauty brand? Oh, it's Huda Beauty, for argument's sake.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, oh, wow. And she's like, let me introduce you. You're on WhatsApp, aren't you? Yeah. Next minute, the WhatsApp's done. And you're like, shit, I've just got a meeting. Yeah. And then next minute, oh, hi, Rebecca, nice to meet you. So-and-so told me about what you do. Can you come to our offices and pitch to our team? Yeah. So I find in the UAE, it is very much entrepreneurial. You're there. People are there to build businesses.
Yeah.
And it is full of expats from all around the world.
Mm.
And everyone's like, how can I help you? How long have you been in the region? Do you know so-and-so? No, I don't. You should speak to so-and-so. This is the person.
Yeah.
Connect with him here. Connect with him on LinkedIn. Tell him I sent you. And I'm like, hi, Vaughan from Saudi sent me. And he's like, oh yeah, he messaged me last night. How can I help you? What do you need?
Oh, wow.
And it's like that. And I love that because that's me as a person. I love to help people and I like to see other people be successful. I love to see other founders go, they've gone live with that introduction I did. Amazing.
That sounds so
because it will always come back round. It might not be around immediately, but it will come back round.
Just good karma.
100%. And I just think but that's what I love about living in that city is you can go to an event or anything and everyone is there because they want to make it. They want to, they brought their business across from the UK or they're scaling it in the UAE or they want to get into Saudi and I'll go, oh, you need to speak to so-and-so. Oh, right. Can you help me with that? Yeah, of course I can.
And how much planning did you do before, because I know you described yourself as a scrappy founder and I'm thinking, okay, did she just decide one weekend she was going and
see you later.
Pack the bags in, tell the family we're going?
So I went to an event, EMEX, the big conference, the postal. I went there. I mean, it was stuffy as anything and a load of postal people, but I thought, I'm just going to see what's going on. And that was 2022.
Right.
Then I went back probably every 8 weeks, 9 weeks in and out. I just thought, I'm just going to put some money and travel and just get into this market and feel it. Mm-hmm. I spent 18 months back and forth. To one point, someone in cabin crew on Emirates was like, you're here again. It's like, yes. Because I was that frequently. I just had a bee in my bonnet.
Mm.
And I thought, this is where I'm going. I'm chasing this. I don't know what it is or the end goal, but I'm chasing it.
Yeah.
And I would say in 2023, I was like, we're moving.
Yeah.
Because I need to be on the ground now. I'm missing out on opportunities. So it would be things like I'd go back to the UK. I get a WhatsApp. Oh, so-and-so wants to meet you on Thursday. I'm like,
you're in the UK.
I'm not there. I'm like, oh, when are you back? Oh, I don't really know. Oh, okay. No worries. And you know what it's like when you've got a hot opportunity, you jump on it.
Yeah.
But I'm a saleswoman.
Yeah.
You can't take that away from me. I'm going to be like, I want to meet you now.
Yeah.
And I literally was like, I've missed that opportunity.
Yeah.
Because I couldn't get to that coffee shop on that Tuesday, that time that person wanted me.
And they're very in-person type
and it's
culture.
Such an in-person. Yeah. I spent my first year just always out in coffee shops.
Yeah.
And everyone was like, you're always out, just coffee shops. I'm like, because that's where people want to meet you.
Mm.
And also as well, people will go, can you meet me on Sunday? I think in the UK, be like, meet you on Sunday. No, it's my day off. Yeah. I'd be like, yeah, what time?
Yeah.
Can we do in the morning? Because I want to take my little boy out in the afternoon. Yeah. Let's meet at 8. Perfect.
Yeah.
And you've done a deal by 10 o'clock on a Sunday. I'm back home, right, taking the little lad out. And I'm like, oh.
It's so funny because like normally I wouldn't ask anyone to do a Saturday, podcast. But like there was something just through when we spoke and stuff. I was like, I think she might be open to it.
Yeah, of course.
Absolutely. There's something telling me you might have been open to it. So
Saturday, Sunday, late Monday night. I'm
it's
fine with it. Yeah. Because these are all part of building a brand. Mm-hmm. I've got to build a brand for me.
Yeah.
I've got to build a brand for the business, and I want people to know what we do. And this is all part of networking and connections. And
so how often are you finding yourself now back in the UK? If you were to put a percentage on it, Joey, I spend 80% of the time UAE.
I would say I'm in the UK, 5%?
5%.
Literally.
Oh, wow.
So I was here in February because we had onboarded quite a large retailer out here in Manchester.
Yes.
And we'd gone through peak with them. And I thought, right, let's do a 6 months look back. So I was like, I'm coming to Manchester.
Yeah.
Spent some time with my CTO, spent some time with my head of customer operations. We just got together as a team and I spent a full week here. Mm-hmm. I then flew back to Dubai. Obviously then everything kicked off on the 28th of Feb. I was like, I'm not going back to the UK for a while.
Yeah.
And then I'd had a few retailers in Dubai this week that were then like, look, we want to continue conversations back in Manchester. And I thought, right, I'm coming back.
Yes.
So I don't come back necessarily for personal time. Like I've got family here. My mum and dad are in Sheffield, but I come back for work. But most of my family come and visit me in Dubai.
Yeah.
So they're like, we'll come to you. I'm like, fine.
Yeah.
So I would say from a work perspective, 5%. The rest of the time I'm Dubai, Saudi, Qatar, Kuwait, just round that Gulf market.
Got you. And do you spend much time in Europe then? Hardly any.
Not been to Europe for crikey, a few years now.
Right,
yeah, literally.
Yeah.
I remember going to the US when I was living in Dubai, and that was a 16-hour flight.
Wow.
That's the longest flight I've ever done. I got on Dubai at like 3 a.m. but then landed the same day in New York, and I was tripping out because I'm like, oh my God, because it was like the 9-hour time difference.
Yeah.
So I left my home on a Monday, but landed in New York on a Monday and had the whole of Monday. And I was like, what is going on? But I was there because we were pitching for an opportunity and I thought, I'm going to do it. We didn't get the opportunity, but got a few miles on the Emirates. And met some friends in New York and met some free founders there. So I don't necessarily go to the US anymore, but my travel before I moved to the UAE was 80% traveling.
Wow.
And it got to a point I was like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah. This is more just me being nosy really, but like how much do you think you spend on travel a year?
I remember one year, I think I spent nearly 50 grand.
Did you?
50 grand on travel and hotels.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, to be fair, you've got a luxury taste for hotels. Now, you're at the Edwardian.
Oh, I know. I mean,
you're not premiering in it.
But then I've got all my booking.com points. So I've used my points.
True.
And I've used my points on my Emirates.
Good investment.
Here. I'm still a northerner. I am still tight in some ways.
Yeah.
But also, easily between 30 to 50K on travel.
Yeah.
Because it was
connects you to the people.
It was the right thing to do. But now when I look at my travel expenses now, it's minute because it's like an EasyJet from here to Amsterdam for me to go to Saudi.
Got you.
So I can go to Saudi on 100
Internal
quid.
flights are a lot cheaper.
And hotels are a lot cheaper there than they are here.
Yes.
So I can do Saudi on a 200 quid trip.
Right.
And I can do it in a day if I really wanted to, get the 5 a.m. out and get the 10 p.m. back.
Yeah.
And do a quick round robin of everything. Then I can be back home by 1 o'clock in the morning.
Got you.
Or I could do, as I call it, a quick EasyJet across.
Yeah.
So when I look at my P&L now, I'm like, see, isn't it beneficial for me to be in the UAE? Because my travel expenses are completely gone.
Diminished. Yeah.
But I put it into, I wasn't just going for going's sake, but I would always try, when I went, it would be a week, 7 days. Sometimes it was 2 weeks because there'd be an event on, then there'd be a conference, then there'd be business development, then it would be, but yeah.
Amazing.
There got a point where I was like, I'm sick and tired of hotels now.
Yeah. It's
like,
just all the talk of flight here, flight there, flight here. I'm like, I'm actually racking it up on the travel.
Yeah.
So I had to ask.
I wasn't flying business all the time, I can tell you that as well. I got my little seat in economy, got my laptop, and I'm ferociously finishing off a deck. Typing away. Yeah, literally doing the red eye. So I land, go straight to that meeting, and, and people are like, oh, it must be so glamorous. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's
I'm not good.
It's a graft.
It is.
Well, you mentioned that you went into Primis with no experience in VC. How did you approach it, and what was your expectation before you were successful? And then,
So VC is one of those things of, it's a love-hate.
Mm-hmm.
If you need the capital to accelerate and go quick, it's a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be aware of what you're signing yourself up to. It's a 7 to 10 year marriage.
Yeah.
They're coming in, they are taking a piece of your baby.
Mm-hmm.
They're putting cash in, fair enough. But you've got to think of, you're now married to this person for quite a period of time.
Mm-hmm.
And you will go through some very highs and you'll go through some very dramatic lows.
Yeah.
And I would say last year I went through very dramatic lows where when the cards are turned, you realize who's on your side and who's not. And I'll very openly talk about it because I think you have to as a founder of, it's not glitz and glam. It's not everything you see. And for me, when I look back now, am I glad that I VC'd, fundraised? Yes and no. There's a part of me wishes I shouldn't have done it. I should have just bootstrapped it. And I bootstrapped it for 2 years with my own cash. I didn't pay myself a salary for nearly 3 years.
Wow.
I did some consultancy because I still needed money in. Everybody needs money.
But it didn't come through the business.
Didn't come through the business. And I paid my team. My team always got paid. I never got paid. I was like, got to keep reinvesting the money back in. Then someone said, either go for angel or crowdfunding VC. And someone introduced me to like a VC kind of connector platform and said, oh, we'll take a success fee of the value that you go and fundraise. And I was like, yeah, fine. Like, if you're doing the work, I'm happy to pay you a success fee.
Mm-hmm.
We then raised in 2022, the first raise with 2 VCs here in the UK. But that business, what they raised, what I pitched to them in 2022 to what it is now, I'm like, even the pitch deck is awful. I look at it and think, God, that's awful. Well, who would take that seriously? But they did. They were like, we see what you're trying to build. Here's £1 million. And I'm like, £1 million? Wow.
Oh, wow.
And I remember entering that, dropping in my bank account. And I was like, what do I do with that? Spend it. Go and spend it. I'm like, I can't spend that. It's £1 million. They're like, you have to spend it to get
build
the RO. Build. Right. Okay. So I was like, oh, I can take a salary now. And I was like, okay, what salary can I take? They were like, can't take more than 30K a year. It's like 30,000. They were like, yep. I'm like, okay, keep building, but again, being honest and open, that's what it is in those days when you were VC. And then we raised again 2 years later, we raised another 2.5 mil.
Yeah.
That landed in bank. And I'm like, shit, that's even more money now. But that then gives, the odds are a lot greater now. You've got to go and you've got a board to report to. You've got 3 investors that sit on your cap table who want to know, are you performing?
Yeah.
Are you doing well? Have you got the right people? Are you building what you need to do? And it was then when I kind of told them, I'm going to go to the Middle East. And everyone were like, no. And I'm like, well, I'm going.
Yeah.
That's where I see the future of this business. Back me or don't back me, I'm going. And in a way, I feel like a little bit like, told you so.
Yeah.
Because now 70% of my revenue comes from the Middle East.
Yes. Yeah.
And I'm glad I didn't believe, because again, the naivety of me years ago would have been going, oh, okay, they know better. They're the VCs. They know what business is. But actually, you're not a founder.
You trusted yourself.
You're not in this market.
Yeah.
You don't know logistics the nicest possible way. So no, I'm going to back me and I'm going to back the future of this business. And that's what I did. And then now, as we've obviously got to a point, like, could we raise again? Probably. But I actually want to build this business into a profitable business.
Yeah.
I don't want more noise added in the business anymore. I think from last year, it's more like, no, for me, I'd rather build this business to be profitable and one day exit.
Yeah.
What that exit will be, I don't know.
Yeah.
Am I ready? Absolutely not. I still love what I do.
So what round would you class yourself at?
Series A. We're a Series A now.
Okay.
So we've raised a few mil now in total. We still have some of it.
Yeah.
And I've burnt majority of it.
Yeah.
And you've got to really get into the mindset of you have to burn this money.
Yes.
You can't keep it in the bank.
It blows my mind.
It blows my mind still.
It does,
Yeah.
because I've bootstrapped, our business, and like the blood, sweat, energy that goes into that is crazy. But then on the flip side, I just know there's an entire bubble and world that does that. Raise money. You don't blow it, but you have to spend it.
Yeah. But also I don't like it because it's a status thing.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I'm not in this world of statuses.
Mm-hmm.
People think, oh, I'm VC backed. Look at me. And I'm like, yeah, I've raised some money, but it's nothing to be proud of.
Yeah.
You're raising money from somebody else to go and burn it.
Yeah.
Personally, a business is more profitable and in the green.
Yeah.
Month on month.
That's
is a lot
flex.
sexier to me than
flex.
Me completely being in the negative every month.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And don't get me wrong, all the businesses I've worked on have all been VC backed.
Mm-hmm.
And they've all been either a PE or a VC. They
Mm-hmm.
have.
Yeah.
And I'm fine with that. But when I look to the future now and I look at 2027, which technically I'm in now because we're halfway through the year, we've got summer around the corner and peak and no one's going to entertain us again now until January when budgets are back.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm kind of like, do I go and fundraise, bring in more cash? Let's have the conversation. But also I'm a lot headstrong as well now going, I don't like those terms.
Yeah.
I don't like you.
Yeah.
We don't connect. You don't get what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's a no from me.
Yeah.
And I think you have to go.
Take some blind investment.
And I haven't taken the last lot in I don't know. But I think, again, the last year to 18 months has taught me so much in life of if it doesn't feel right, don't take it.
Yeah.
If that conversation doesn't flow, it's not going to flow 10 times later. It's
or in the down period.
Yeah.
Or in the
and I
tough
think
time,
it's when the cards are down and the table is turned and the founder is sitting there going, I don't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then they don't help.
Yeah.
That's when you know, okay, I think we know where our beds are lying.
Yeah.
I'm good. I'll just let me continue what I need to do.
You mentioned like the lowest of lows, as well as like highest of highs. Like where were you when you would put yourself at the lowest of lows? What was going on?
Last year was probably the lowest of my career in Primis. I would say there was a lot of internal issues within the business. Again, we'll publicly talk about it. Won't name names, but I will talk about it because I think you have to and know that you're not alone. Because I thought I was alone. Yeah. Because you don't read it, no one talks about it. Yeah. And then you listen to podcasts and you're like, shit, you've gone through a lot worse than me and you're still surviving, or you've pivoted, or you've got a new business. And I think last year was probably the lowest that I was just like, I'm done. I'm going to write my CV. I'm going to start talking to some recruiters. I'm going to get my CV ready and I'm going to go back to market. And it didn't worry me that. I was like, maybe it's time for a change. Maybe this is it. Maybe the business is not going to go anymore now. And then I go to bed and I wake up the next day and I'm like, no, I am not putting my CV together. I am going to keep going on this business. Yeah. And I think last year was just one of those where I realized who were my cheerleaders and who were waiting for me to fail. Yeah. And it's quite sad when I look back, and all I've ever done to anybody who's joined the business is looked after you, given you the flexibility. I'm not one of those psychopathic CEOs who's ringing you 7 days a week, disturbing your holiday, disturbing your weekends. I had that when I was the other side. I had CEOs ringing me Sunday night. I need this, I need this, I need this. And I'm like, I'm trying to put my boy to bed. Give me a little bit of flexibility. Yeah. And that's one of the reasons why I did Primis, was to not do that to other people in a way. Yeah. But yeah, last year was one of those. I was just like, I don't think I can do 2025 again. Yeah. And then it kind of peeped into 2026, probably the first quarter of this year. And then I've gone, I can either sit in this pain or just push through this and just keep going and keep going and keep going. And I think you get to a point where you're like, I am tired though. Yeah. Is there a fairy godmother's going to come and help me in some ways? And then when people say, oh, it looks like you've got all your shit together, I'm like, yeah. Part of it is fake it till you make it. Yeah. No one's got their shit together. I'm sorry. No. No matter what size business you are. Yeah. You've got to just keep showing up for you and your team.
Yeah.
And that's what I do 7 days a week.
No, I love that. Yeah, I love that.
So 2025 was that away.
Was that just down to the market? Because I know everything in 2025 was like international was all a bit crazy, wasn't it?
No, I don't think it was the market. It was people.
Right.
It was people I had the biggest problem with last year.
Internal, external?
Internal.
Okay.
Just as a business.
Yeah.
And either they didn't get the market and then didn't know how we needed to do it. I did, and that. Do you know what I mean? It was
caused some friction in the way of working.
Yeah, it caused friction, and it was one of those. Okay, I think this business needs to part with some certain people, and we did do that. And it was uncomfortable for some elements of people who were staying in the business of like, what's going on? Am I next? No, but also I'm building a business. This is not a blue chip organization where a couple of people can leave and it's business as usual. We are a startup. We're a small team. You are going to feel the pain. I'm going to feel the pain, but we have to just get through it together. And that's what we did do. And as I say, it was a little bit of a hangover in early of this year. And I feel like the ship then just sort of steadied.
Yeah.
And I've just been...
Do you lean on the VCs when to almost like therapy though? Do you, or is it not that kind of relationship?
I have in times.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm kind of... Also, as well, part of me doesn't want to show all my dirty laundry as well, because they'll then go, what's she doing? Is she okay? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like, do we need to bring someone in to help you?
Yeah.
So you want to go into it open, but you also don't, it's like, you don't want to then show them all your dirty secrets of, oh, well, this is shit, that's failed, that's broken, they've walked away, they've churned, they've gone into administration, they're going, oh my God, like, what's
don't
next?
Don't want to panic them.
Yes.
In a way, yeah.
So you end up kind of like, you want to show the good version, but I think, again, I've grown lean into the bad times and tell people them, because they'll either help you or they'll just go, well, how are you going to fix it? And that's all I got last year was, how are you going to fix it? Well, how would you think? No, how are you going to fix it? Well, this is my idea. These are my suggestions. Okay. Okay. You don't want to add anything? No. Oh, well, okay.
So who did you confide in, or did you? Was there anyone that you felt?
I think my family was definitely my biggest rock last year. Parents, partners, couple of my best mates, I leaned into just to kind of like, oh, you never guess what's happening now. And then like my mom and dad would be like, why? Like my dad's like, why? What's going, why are they gunning for you? And I'm like, I don't know. And then my mom's like, it's jealousy, it's this, it's that, it's the other, you know what I mean? And I'm like, it is what it is, and I can get through that. But I would say my family definitely pulled me through the darkest of times of last year. And it's also made me have a little bit more of a barrier up now as well. Yeah. Because I've gone, okay, I don't trust as easy anymore. And I have to protect me and my circle of people and my business. Yeah. Because people are out there.
Yeah.
Which is sad.
It's crazy to think, isn't it?
It is.
Like hyenas.
Yeah.
Almost, just...
You know, you've got 99% people want you to do well. Like I want everybody to do well in life. You get one life. Yeah. You get one go on this merry-go-round. Why do you want to take people down? Yeah. Why do you want to see people in pain? I don't get that. Yeah. I'm not wired like that.
Well, you mentioned that you had the moment you woke up and you said, actually, no, I'm going to go for it. So like since then, what kind of things have led to that success, or was there any catalyst moments of like, we landed a huge retailer, or, there was this and this that happened?
I think a couple of things I did at the beginning of the year was like, I kind of honed out of a few things. I got out of the day-to-day of the business. That was probably one of the things that I know I probably was a pain to the team. Yeah. Because I was in everything. Yeah. I knew every little bit of what was going on in the business, and I didn't need to know every little bit. Like I didn't need to know that one customer didn't have a returns collection. I didn't need to know that. My ops team need to know that. Yes. And sorted it out with the carrier. I don't need to be of a WhatsApp from the founder going, why is order number 5621 never been collected? I don't know. DHL didn't collect it. I don't own DHL. Yeah. Like, well, how am I going to get this return collected? I'm like, leave me alone. Yeah. Speak to the ops team, But I end up going, team, what's going on? And they're going, Rebecca, it's sorted. Because I was in that fight or flight mode of everything's crashing here. Let's figure it out. So I remember sending a message to the team on Slack saying, look, I'm not going anywhere, but can you take me out of calls and emails that I don't need to be in anymore?
Yeah.
I need to focus on the long term of this business and the long term of me in this business now. And I need to get out of the day to day. And every team member were like, about bloody time. Do you know, but in a nice way, like, we've been telling you this for months, Rebecca, and you haven't done it. And I'm like, no, but that's just me. I'm one of those of got to get to the worst extreme. Then I take a step back and go, okay, I'm going to change it now. That's just me. I think it's a Virgo thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
So for me, then there's the beginning of this year was, right, focus on strategic, focus on your customers, focus on what you're good at. And I love sitting with my customers. I love going into head offices and sitting with retail brands, because also a part of me is a little bit like, I know this market. I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Sit and listen to me, and I'll listen to what you want, and we'll do it together. And I think I've leaned in on the things that I know I'm very, very good at, and then delegated things that I'm not very good at.
Yeah.
And gone, right, you're good at ops, or you're good at doing this for me. Can you just do that report for me and send it to me, and I'll check it tonight? Because I can't be everywhere anymore.
Yeah.
And I blocked time out. That's one thing I've done now is I've gone, right, I've got a 2-hour gap. I'm not leaving it open. I'm blocking it because I need to do things.
Yes.
Whether that's personal, like I need to go to the gym.
Yeah.
Like, and I'll put going to the gym, do not disturb, because that has been the biggest thing for me for my mental health is go to the gym.
Yeah.
Put your AirPods on, put do not disturb. Don't have Slack channels coming on, WhatsApps, voice notes. Do you know what I mean? And I think that has been, especially in Dubai, there is gyms 24/7, loads of different things you can go to. So I always say, fundamentally, that is my non-negotiable of I have an hour that I have to go and do something for me. Because again, the old me, I was everywhere for everyone.
Yeah. You'd have just sacrificed yourself.
And I was just burning.
Yeah.
But then I've gone, no. So someone says, I want to do a call at that time. And I'm like, no, because you're always 10 minutes late. You know, I can't do that time. I'm sorry. And saying no is actually really quite powerful because then you're protecting your time that you're not always available.
Yes.
Which is what I was and used to be.
And then when people do get your time, they appreciate it, value it, and respect it.
Yeah. Okay. And then people are like, okay, I've been past your details. Like, we want to get into the UAE. We want to get into Saudi. I understand you can help us. And I love when people then say, you've been recommended. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, maybe I am doing something right. You need that little pat. We're humans. We want that little, well done, like you've done well, or you know what you're doing and the market's coming to you because you know the market and what you're doing. But then the other side of me is that, because I've invested in this market. Yeah. I've put my time and energy and budget to grow this brand and this technology in a region that I see huge reward for. So,
and I don't know whether you can speak to this, but because you are VC backed, the sort of, everyone talks about UAE, the tax benefits, everything like that. Is there anything you would say on that as like, would you recommend, let's say companies wanting to set up out of there? Like just how beneficial that's maybe been from a company and structural perspective.
So we still obviously have an entity in the UAE. We have an entity in Saudi. And then we have, obviously I still have my UK team here. And I have an office down in Cape Town as well. So I've got 4 entities across the globe. The UAE entity is really just there for trade licenses. So if you want to do things like government RFPs, RFIs, they don't want you to have a contract in the UK because they've seen it as, oh, you're just cross-bordering money. Yeah. So they do want to, again, for you to be taken seriously, they do want you to see your trade license, your Emirates ID, things like they'll go, oh, you're invested in this market, so we're going to invest budget into your business. The same in Saudi. You're not taken massively seriously in Saudi because if you're just transing in and out, but you're not investing in the kingdom, they're kind of like, oh, it's just another Westerner coming in, coming out, coming in, coming out. Yeah. So I had to invest in Saudi. I had to then get a MISA license. I had to then get an entity set up because, again, if I want to do things like with PIF or the big giga projects out there, they're not going to involve me because they're going to know it's a UK company. Yeah. No, it's just another consultant taking money out. Yeah. No, we don't want to do that. But I still have a team here. Of course, there's tax benefits.
And when you say you made investment, was that like property, or was it more just injection
you have to
capital,
put some capital into the region to get this MISA license, which is like an entrepreneurial enterprise license.
Oh, okay.
So when someone says, "Oh, we want to work with you, can I get your trade license so we can bill you on it?"
Yeah,
you have to present all those things.
Got you. How much, if you don't mind me asking?
I think it was something like $25,000.
Oh, right, okay.
So not huge, not small.
Yeah.
But because we wanted to do more within PIF and big giga projects out there, we knew that was going to be very much a number one criteria. But also, if we want to raise capital out there, they don't want to give capital to a business that have only got a UK entity, because they can't be seen again. Oh, we're investing in a UK company, but the founder's based in the UAE. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
So
You'll
I've
be
had
seen as almost like a flight risk of grab and go.
Grab and go. Yeah. Which again, a lot of consultants have done. They've gone and got the money, worked for PwC, and then gone back to Dubai or gone back to London.
Yeah.
And they've gone, oh, where's that money gone? Oh, he's left.
Yeah.
So there's different ways you have to kind of work it. And again, that's only been me going in and out, where I've gone, right, can you introduce me to so-and-so to get this trade license? Yep, go to this person. Thank you. Go to this government entity for here. Go to that government entity for there. Okay. So I've set it up. And I think that's where people then think that I'm just like dilly-dallying around. No, we've done this professionally and the right way.
Yeah.
For order of us to be successful.
And I suppose then on like the personal tax and business tax, what would was that almost as surprising as when you got that first million, because of how much you're actually not being taxed? Or?
Yeah, so obviously we still have a UK entity, so I still pay all taxes that are needed here in this country. So PAYE, national insurance for the company. I still do everything there. I am paid obviously in the UAE, yes. But I still have it from a UK accountant. So I do everything properly and appropriately to the paper. Yeah. I don't do any skirt arounds because people do. Yeah. I'm not one for that. So I have a proper accountant who is UAE regulated and UK regulated.
Got you.
And they work with us to do our UAE payroll, our UK payroll, and our South African payroll.
Yeah.
So we do everything the right way. Of course, the UAE is tax-free. Of course it is. It's a benefit. Yeah. But that wasn't the reason me going there.
No, sure.
The reason for me was this business needs to be successful. This is where I'm placing the business.
If you were to categorize the UAE, would you categorize them as a developed market or emerging market or, semi-developed?
I would say it's an emerging market. Okay. So there's a place in the UAE called DIFC, which is like the financial district. So you've got the likes of HSBC, Ernst & Young, PwC, all the big blue chip organizations. If you want to set up into the UAE, go and get your licenses out of the regulated businesses that are in DIFC. There's a lot of people who have come into the UAE and gone, oh, I've got my trade license out of Ras Al Khaimah.
Just a high street.
Right. Yeah. It cost me 200 quid. I'm like, okay, who did that for you? Oh, my mate did it. I'm like, okay, I don't want to work with that.
Yeah.
So you have to be, so when retail brands are coming in now and going, can you help us? We want to set up an entity because we want the revenue to come through the UAE, not out of the UK. So I'll then direct them. So go and speak to these people. Because there's a lot of brands doing that now. We'd rather have our revenue in the region than having it in the UK where we're going to get taxed. And like there's benefits. Yeah. So I'm speaking to a lot of founders and CEOs who are going, right, I've got a fashion brand here in the UK. I've got a US entity. We want to have a UAE entity. What's the best way to do it? Yeah. Because we're going to have our own bank account here. So all revenue will go into our HSBC UAE.
Yeah. Got you.
And then they just have, and then I'll say, speak to these people and they just go off and do their own thing. Then they'll come back. So here's our licenses. Like, great. And we'll put the licenses on the contract and things. So there's a few things we have to do, but it is easy to set up, but there's still a long way to go.
And I know this will be a little bit like, how long's a piece of string? Because one, like, what business are you in X, Y, Z? But then, like, how much do you think realistically you need in the bank to say, I'm gonna immigrate to the UAE?
Good question. It is a bit how long is a piece of string, because some people go to Dubai and want to live in the best area, drive the best cars, go to the best schools. And that's fine if you can do that. But I went to the region of like, look, we haven't got a huge amount of money, but I need to live in an area that I could get to. So we live like not far from like the logistics areas because I want to be in and out of the free zones, the 3PLs and the, all the areas of where my carriers are. So I'm always with my partners at all times. But you can just go to Dubai. If you're going with work, you've got that safety net anyway, because they come with property, they come with school accommodation, they come with a big package. But I didn't go with any of that. I went with self-funded into the region, and that's it. I left everything in the UK, my property, I sold my car, handed one car back, and I was like, we're going and completely starting from scratch.
Burnt the boats.
Just literally, we literally left on a BA flight, shipping container with all our stuff in. Sofas, tellies, beds, everything from the UK. We rented out our UK property. We landed on the November, and it was a one-way ticket. And we were like, wow, we need to get a car, we need to get a house, we need to find a school.
How's the little one taken to it?
Loves it.
William?
He loves it. He's he now and again says, Mummy, I wish there was more greenery.
Right.
And I was like, you've got desert on either side and a random camel walking down the road, or a random camel on the back of a van being transported to a beach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think it's an experience for him. It's not forever. The UAE is not my forever home.
Got you.
It's a home for the business, and in order for the business to be successful. And I think that's what people don't fundamentally get when I say I live in the UAE. Oh, it must be all right, tax-free, la, la, la. I'm like, it's not that.
Yeah.
Like, I'm there for the business guys because weigh it up. I either spend 50 grand a year transportation, in and out, or completely rip that out and spend that money investing in product whilst I'm living in the region. I can get to the brands quicker. I can host brands that are coming in from the UK like we've done this week. And they go, oh, there's a safety net. She knows the market.
She knows the areas.
Great. I want to work with you. Then work with an unknown entity.
Yeah.
So people don't see that. And I'm fine with that. But I know why we're there. I know why the business is there.
I think anyone watching will be like, so it was a very savvy move to do that, because if UAE is an emerging market, then what great place to set up a business that's only going to add value, add value and go up that curve. Because I feel like I don't know, maybe I'm just being negative, Nancy, but like, do you think the UK market's gone a bit stagnant?
Yeah, massively.
Okay, right. Well,
I think it's gone stagnant in VC funding.
Yeah.
I think it's gone stagnant in regards to budget and startups. I think retail is still, I personally think they're still on a hangover from COVID days. Some have gone amazingly well. I think some are just surviving still. So they don't have the budget to then go, hey, we want to work with you.
Yeah.
Because it's either like, oh, we've already got something similar in place. We don't want to rip it out. It's not broken, but it's not great. So let's not. But then you look at the UAE region or the GCC region, they'll go, we have nothing. So help us. Yeah. We have budget. Yeah. And it's kind of like, that's why we've done it, because we knew focus on that market, be super specialized and be the go-to product and the go-to solution for any retail brand who wants to get into that region.
Yes. Yeah.
Then putting all our bets on the US and being up against 50 competitors. And
it's a huge beast, isn't it?
Yeah.
And yeah.
But the UK will always be my home. My UK will always be where I started the company. The majority of my team are here in the UK, Manchester, Cambridge, London, so it's not forever.
Yeah.
But
I think we need to do episode 2 in Dubai.
100%.
I think so.
Back shot of like the Burj Khalifa or something at night time with the fountains on. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no. I've actually never been. So
have you not?
No.
You should,
but I feel like I know who to call if I'm going, and I need the hookup. So
yeah, no, it's a fabulous market, and obviously it's coming out of the last few months again on what's happened. But yeah, I think onwards and upwards.
Okay, so then I guess for all the brands out there that have, considered it, and you'll no doubt be connected with, like, what's your think on building a sustainable e-com brand?
Yep. I think for us, we always say start small. Don't go big too quick, because there is lots of intricacies in different in the GCC. Each market is very different. we always say the UAE is your launch pad.
Mm-hmm.
So you come into the UAE, you don't need a huge amount of capital. You don't need trade licenses and legal entities set up. You don't need that because we have that for you.
Mm-hmm.
All we ever say is go by what your data is saying. So go to Shopify. What are you shipping cross-border to date? So let's say we spoke to one brand the other day and they said 40% of our revenue is going into the Middle East. But we are paying DHL Express prices of 50, 60 quid a parcel, adding on the war surcharge, add on this, add on that. It's not sustainable anymore. So we need to be closer into the region. And I always say, great. So you've done the research already. So what do you want to do in the region? Is it just the UAE? Or are you wanting to do cross-border into the GCC?
Mm-hmm.
Like, do you want the UAE to be your home? And then you ship to Saudi, Oman, Bahrain, Qatar?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. How do we do that? Right. And then that's when we kind of uncover more of the conversation with them was how many products do you want to bring into the region? Personally, don't rip everything out of your warehouse. Just bring your best sellers.
Mm-hmm.
Start with your best sellers first. Start with what you're seeing, you're shipping on a daily basis into the region. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea, actually. We don't want your winter stuff. We don't want... And then I always get very creative and say, right, you know your swimwear stuff that you're probably going to be putting on sale in July? We want it. Because it's all year round sunshine. So that swimwear category that you're potentially going to put into the summer sale, bring it into the region, but still charge full price.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, right. Yeah, I get it. And I'm like, why would you discount it? Because
it's hot all year round.
It's hot all year round. But we're in the summer sale now here in the UK. So you're now putting 20, 30, 40, 50% sales on. But you don't need to do that. So when you've come to the end of your summer here, bring across what's been doing really well here. Because I can tell you now, the consumers that you're targeting in the UK will be the same in Dubai.
Yeah.
And they'll know about your brand because they'll probably be from the UK. So they'll go, oh, this brand now can ship same day delivery. Amazing. I want that bikini. Then me paying $20, $30 to have it shipped cross border. So I always say, like, get very creative when you start to bring products in to create a sustainable growing brand where you don't need to go, right, we've got $500,000 to invest and we want to do a big launch and we want to do a pop-up and we want to do this, we want to do that. And I'm like, they're all wonderful ideas, guys, but just slow. Because I don't want you to burn in the first 3 months and then you retract and you're like, it doesn't work for us, Rebecca. Thank you very much. Bye. Yeah. And that's not good for us. That's a loss and we put all the effort in. So I'd rather go slow and steady, slow and steady.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you just keep looking at the data over and over again of, right, what's our conversion now that we've got same day delivery? What's our returns now looking like? What's our average order now converted to? Was it normally 1? Now it's gone to 5. Has it gone to 1? Now it's 3. So it's all those things I always sit with the retailer on and go, just give me your Shopify data. We will then take it back. We will then come back to you with a suggestion. You can take it, you can leave it.
Yeah.
And 9 times out of 10, they're like, I never thought of it like that. So I'm like, don't discount the stuff that you're going to get rid of because in September, the weather is going into our winter where everybody's back out again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So people will be back at the beach.
Yeah.
They'll be back at the beach clubs. They'll be back at the water park. So that swimwear, don't knock off 50 quid. Leave it.
Yeah.
Or another way to think of it is your prices are typically higher in the UAE. So in Zara, I get so frustrated with Zara because they charge 40% more.
Oh, really?
Yeah. For the same thing.
Oh, wow.
So I'll go to the Arndale Centre and go to Zara later. Fill up on all the things I want to do. I can buy a t-shirt for a tenner. Yeah. But if I go to Dubai Mall or Dubai Hills, it's 30 quid.
And why is that?
Because consumers' buying habits are more and because people think, oh, you're tax-free, you can spend more.
Right.
So most of the stores, so if you go to Zara, Mango, all the high street brands, the prices are more.
Higher. Oh, wow.
So we advise brands going, right, so you want to sell that piece of, swimwear and it's £30 here in the UK. You could sell it for 40, 45 in Dubai. Oh, right. Can I? Yeah. So you can get more money.
Yeah.
So your margins are not as tight.
Yeah.
And your conversions are quicker. Your average order is higher. So when you sit with that brand, they'll go, I never thought of it. And I'm like, that's why we're the specialists. That's why we want your brand in the region. Yeah. So like I typically work with like FDs, CFOs, CEOs. And then I get brought into like e-com, digital, who then go, right, here's all our data. But if you go and sell that to a CFO, going, bring your product into a bonded free zone, you pay no import duties or taxes, you only get charged when it leaves from an e-com order. You can increase your prices between 10 to 40% more. Your returns are lower. Your average order is higher. And fulfillment costs are cheaper because labor is cheaper versus the UK, Belgium, LA, Australia. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. And then the FD's going, yep, I get it. Let's go.
Let's do it.
So I've had more conversations with FDs now and CFOs than I've ever done because the benefits outweigh everything. I was like, your ROI is greater by doing it this route than
the ones and zeros just make so much more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I was going to ask actually, what's the South Africa piece like? How come you've got something?
So in our earlier days, we had our product base there. Yeah. So when we were growing, from a staffing perspective, you can get very good talent down there for quite a good price. Yeah. So at the moment, I've only got ops and marketing down there in Cape Town. All my tech has moved back to the UK. So it was just the right thing. Naturally, it felt right to go, we've done well that, but I want UK team here now from a tech perspective. Yeah. And that's when we started recruiting tech from brand side, from carrier side, because they know the industry and they know what Western brands want. Yeah. So South Africa has done as well, but I think our biggest focus now is to try and keep developing a team here in the UK. Yeah. With a bit of a feeder of my team do come to the UAE as and when we've got like customer onboarding or big workshops to do. I then bring whoever's needed into Dubai for a week or two, and they'll tend to go, can I bring my husband and the kids? I'm like, yes, but you pay for your husband and kids, I'll get the hotel and you can have a holiday at the same time. And I think that's nice. That's a benefit. Yeah. You know, because like one of my long-standing employees was like, I don't want to leave my little girl for a week. And I'm like, bring her. Is that all right? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, you are going to be working though. But bring your husband. He'll have the holiday. And like, I'm not going to make you work all day, every day. Like, you know, go and experience a holiday alongside work. And I think that's where I like to give back to my team. Yeah. And they see it as a bit of a, get a bit of a free holiday. Yeah. I'm only paying for my husband and my little girl's under 4, so she's free. Yeah. So, you know, I try and do that as much as I possibly can so my team can see the region as well. Yeah. But as soon as I've ever said,
makes them feel close to that.
Yeah, I'll go, do you want to go to Saudi? Oh, I think I'll pass on that one. I'm like, it's just me then. Yeah. They're like, oh no, I'm not bothered about Saudi. Yeah. They'll be like, oh yeah, UAE will come.
What is Saudi like? Is it as like, I guess, dry and as, you know, almost like feared? No, bad question. Cut that. So what is Saudi like?
Saudi is, all I can say is it's different, but it is changing. Yeah. Okay. So in the UAE, or in the GCC as a whole, this is 2030 vision. Mm-hmm. Every GCC market has got this 2030 vision of whether that be sustainability or entrepreneurial or all these wonderful things. Mm-hmm. In the kingdom, there is this 2030 vision that the ruler, let's call him, has set, that he wants to be, you know, the biggest and the best in the region. So that they're going to be hosting, I think, the World Cup next time. Yeah. I think that's what, 2032, is it? Or 2031? Because they're building it now.
Yeah.
They're building
2030, I think.
Is it? Yeah, so there you go. So they want to have the World Cup in Saudi. They want to have they're obviously doing boxing now. So the boxing has become a big thing in Saudi. Sports and fitness has become a huge thing in Saudi. Like High Rocks is huge out there now. Yeah. In Saudi. Because people go, but can you walk around with your legs out? Well, no. But in your compounds, you could be anywhere. Yeah. You're all with your Westerners, your friends, your expats. Yeah. So it is getting there. And I think I first went there in 2023 and I was a little bit, let's call it wet behind the ears. Like, I don't really know what to do or say. Mm-hmm. But I've got more, they want Westerners to come. Mm-hmm. They want to see this is an emerging market. This is a market we're taking seriously. Will it be there by 2030? I don't know. I think there's still a long way to go. Yeah. But I think there's huge potential for the region because they've got a lot of money and they're investing. Yeah. You know, I was down there last week in the financial district and it's like Canary Wharf. Wow. They've got Starbucks, Pret, all the usual high streets we know, Zara, H&M, but you're just dressed differently.
Yeah.
But, it's a market that I'm like, yeah, I can see huge benefit. Yeah. So I'm going to invest and take the market seriously as well. So when people say, oh, where are you from? I always say the UAE. I never say Dubai because I'll go, oh, it's another Dubai one.
Yeah.
So I'll just go, I'm just from the UAE. Just, oh, right, lovely. How long have you been living there?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Fair. Well, I'm gonna round off and ask you, if you were to go back before you started Primis,
yep,
what advice would you give yourself? In fact, not before you started Primis. If you were to go back all the way back to before you started Amazon,
yep,
what advice would you give yourself?
Back yourself always.
Yeah.
Don't listen to the outside noise. Everyone's got an opinion. But if you truly believe what you're trying to do and the vision you have for it, 1,000,000% back yourself.
Yeah.
Because you'll always have people who will have doubts for you. There'll always have people say it's silly, what you're doing, why you're doing it. But if you truly believe something inside you is telling you, I have to go there and do that, back yourself.
Do it. Love that.
So,
well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Unbelievable.
Oh, I'm glad. Thank you so much.